Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old ways, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. Well, another year's went by. It's almost Easter time again, y'all. So I thought I'd get on here and share a couple of easy potluck recipes that I like to take when there's a big crowd, because it feeds a lot and it's easy to take to a potluck and a picnic because it don't have any kind of eggs or mayonnaise or anything in it. It is a cold pasta salad, and that's one of my favorite things to eat during the summertime. When it's, when it's really heating up during the day and you don't really want anything heavy, and it's a good thing to take to picnics. And then I want to share, there's all kinds of different desserts that I had to pick and choose when I take, and usually I take a strawberry pie. I'll have to take 2 strawberry pies this year because they go really quick. That's one of the most favorite things over there at my mother-in-law's when we have our get-together for the day before Easter. So I'll probably make 2 strawberry pies, and I've got an old video making strawberry pies. I probably just need to redo that sometime. And but today I'm going to make something that I hadn't ever made before. But I seen this and I thought the kids would love this, and I think it even go over good with adults too. So we'll do that too. And I think it'll go pretty quick. I liked, when I'm doing stuff for potlucks and picnics, I don't like to make it too hard on myself. So I like to find easy recipes and ones that you can take and not have to worry about. When it comes to potlucks or picnics, this is one of the best cold pasta salads. I just love it. Now, I've got 1 pound of cooked spaghetti noodles here, and after they cooked, I just cooked them till al dente. I didn't cook them till they're almost mushy, because then you'll have a mushy cold salad. And then after they cooked, I drained them quickly and then run cold water over and cooled them off. So we got 1 pound. I've got about, I don't know, probably about 10 ounces of cut up cherry tomatoes. Just cut them in half. I've got about half a cup. You can use sliced black olives. You can use them whole. These were whole olives, and I just cut them in half. If you don't like these kind of olives, you can use different kind of olives. But to me, an Italian pasta salad pretty much has to have olives. Okay, you're going to need a whole bell pepper. Now use whatever bell peppers you have. I had part of a yellow, or that might be orange, and then a red. So I just used half a red and half of a orange or yellow, whichever it is. I may be colorblind anymore, I don't know. And so I just diced it up. So that's equivalent to 1 bell pepper. This makes such a pretty salad, y'all. I've got a half of a purple onion here that I sliced up really thin. Just kind of separate that out. If you're not able to handle onions, some people say they just can't eat onions, it tears them up. Don't put the onion in there. Or just put half, maybe just a quarter of one. But this is a half of a purple onion. This is 1 English cucumber. You can use 2 regular. I find that during the wintertime the English cucumbers are less bitter, so that's usually what I use when I'm making salads and stuff, since it's not time for fresh cucumbers. Just taste your cucumber before you peel it and make sure that that peeling is not bitter, and then you won't have to peel your cucumber. And it seems to hold up better in a cold salad with the peeling on. If you don't like the peeling, by all means go ahead and take that peeling off. This right here is 8 ounces of pepperoni. Now they do make the mini pepperoni that comes in little bitty circles. I just had the regular pepperoni and I just cut it up. You can cut it in half, you can cut it in quarters, whichever you want. Now I'm going to put some Parmesan in here. This I buy in the deli aisle of the store, and this is a Parmesan that is just kind of shaved. It's not real little. This is what I'm going to be using. You can use the shredded Parmesan if that's what you got. In fact, in the bottom of this it is kind of shredded. So you can see how beautiful this salad's already getting. We're going to make a dressing to go over this. Oh my goodness. Just look at the colors. I'm going to be making a homemade dressing, but you can use a jar. Make it easy on yourself and use a jar of Italian dressing, whatever your favorite brand is. I'm just going to kind of gather this up together a little bit, because most of your stuff's going to go to the bottom of your bowl, all the goodies. But once we get the dressing in here, it'll help for it all to stick together better. So I'm going to put a whole cup of this shaved Parmesan. Now there's different things you could even make this salad out of. You could use chunked up salami. You could use some chunked provolone cheese. If you're going to put different cheeses in it, me myself, when I've ever done that, I didn't put the cheese in till right up before I was going to serve it. Smells so good. This is something that I absolutely love making in the summertime. It's a light dish, and you've got so much out of your garden that you can put in it. You can put, if you love fresh mushrooms, put you some mushrooms in here. This is one of them recipes that you can add to and take away and just make it your own recipe. Okay. I think I'm going to put just a little bit more Parmesan. So that was probably about a cup. Now we're going to make our dressing. This is half of a cup of red wine vinegar. If you don't have red wine vinegar, you can use white wine vinegar or even apple cider, but the apple cider is going to give it a different taste. This is half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. This is 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, and this come out of my garden that I grew and that I dried in the house and put up myself. In this bowl I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. And right here I've got a teaspoon of minced garlic. And that is our dressing that's going to go over this pasta salad. And this is something that you can take to a potluck and a picnic so easily, because it doesn't have really anything in it that it can sit out on the table for a while and be okay, really. Smells so good, y'all. Wish y'all could smell it. Okay, we're gonna mix this up. Now I didn't cook my noodles in oil because that would keep my keep stuff from sticking to it, even though the dressing has oil in it. That dressing will stick to them noodles, or it seems like it does. So go to the bottom of your pan and really scoop up all the goodness in the bottom of that pan bowl. Y'all, if y'all seen my bowl here, I got this at a flea market and I absolutely love it. I give $8 for it. I absolutely love the size of this bowl. People are always asking me where I get a lot of my bowls, and I get most of them at the flea markets. I do have to do a lot of hunting, and usually it's just like, oh look, I just accidentally find one, you know. And it's what I'm looking for, just what I really like. So there we go. Oh, looks so good and smells so good. Now I'm going to taste it. Now, like anything else, the longer this sits in the refrigerator, the better it's going to taste. I'm trying to get some of my pepperoni and onions and all that in there with it. It's not very pretty eating spaghetti, I can tell you that much. A lot of people use different noodles. You can use a different noodle. I just love using the spaghetti noodles. I just love it. So good. Let that sit for a couple hours and it'll be perfect. This is the little bunny cookie cutter I found. It's the only one I could find. And I kind of waited till the last minute, or maybe I could have found one online, I don't know, but I thought that was kind of cute. We got our puff pastry out here, and I just thawed it out at room temperature, and just thawed it enough to where I can be able to cut my little shapes out. You want it thawed out just till when you can unfold it and it won't break at the creases, and then you can start working with it. I did flour just underneath it a little bit. I've got my oven set at 400. And I'm hoping that these cut out pretty easy. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this. And I've got my cookie sheet with some parchment paper on it. Now what this will do is these little bunny shapes, I hope that cut out. These little bunny shapes will puff up, of course. I'm going to have to do it, y'all. I'm going to have to really press down. My little cookie cutter's not quite sharp enough. So what I'll do is I'll cut out as many as I can get out of 2 sheets of this puff pastry. We'll cook them at 400 degree oven, and I forget how long. I'll check and see. But that will puff up. And what these will taste like is more or less an Italian cream horn is what it's going to be like. But it's going to be in the shape of a bunny. There'll be a top and a bottom. So I'm going to get these cut out. Place them on my cookie sheet. You know, some cookie cutters you get are pretty sharp and they can cut through the dough pretty good. And then you get some This is not a very expensive one. It was $3.99 from the All-American Made store in Pocahontas, Arkansas. They have, I knew I could find one there. They have got every cookie cutter you could think of there. So if you live close or you're going through Pocahontas, stop by the All-American Made store. They got some pretty neat stuff in there, and they've got all kinds of cookie cutters. So you see it's in the shape of a bunny. See how many I can get. Now, if I had some fresh fruit, like some strawberries, fresh strawberries, I would cut them up and put in the middle with my my cream filling that we're going to make up and put in there. But I don't have any. And because I live on a homestead way out in the boonies, I'm not going to run to town. I'm just going to use what I've got. I always try to keep a box of puff pastry in my freezer because there's so many different things you can make with them. And, you know, if you're having to go to some kind of a get-together or something, a puff pastry is a really good thing to have on hand. Just like maybe a frozen pie shell. I make my own, and I have several videos. Y'all that have been with me know that I can make my own pie crust, but I can also, every once in a while, when I need a quick pie, it don't bother me to use some good frozen pie shells at all. Some of them are pretty good. Okay, I'm going to finish cutting these and putting them on my cookie sheet. And when I get done, I'll show them to you before I put them in the oven. I've got a cold bowl that I had in the freezer. Whenever I'm making whipped cream, I always put my beaters and the bowl that I'm going to be mixing it in, I always put in the freezer for a little bit. I've got 2 cups of heavy cream. A half a cup of confectioner sugar. And we're going to put about a teaspoon of vanilla. I've got my little bunnies out of the oven in there. I'm going to cool them completely through. Our little bitty rabbits are cooled off. You can see the bottom got brown now. Before I put these in the oven, I could have, you know, brushed them with a little bit of egg wash, so that's just up to you. But the bottoms do get browner like that. Now, if I'd have found a bigger rabbit cookie cutter, I would have got it. This just size. It's about a 3-inch. So, anyways, what you do is you just take a knife and just cut down the middle. But I'm not going to cut it all the way through. I'm going to leave it kind of. Or if you want to cut it all the way through, you can, and just put the top on it. Just like that, because we're fixing to fill it with some whipping cream. And I wish so bad that I had some fresh strawberries, because I would put a couple of sliced strawberries on top of the whipped cream before I would put the top on. So that's an ideal for y'all. Or you can do maybe a couple blueberries. But I just think strawberries would just really take it over the top. These turned out really good. And of course, like I said, this is about a 3-inch cookie cutter. So I got 12 out of 1 puff pastry. So you could get 24 of these out of the 2 puff pastry sheets that you get in a box. Or if you have a bigger, this one kind of skinny. Put him on diet, didn't I? I may just have to eat him. Well, if you have a bigger cookie cutter, you may not get as many, but you can get a couple boxes. I just think these are going to be wonderful. I'm going to take me just a little bit confection, some powdered sugar. Now, I'm just going to tell y'all, if y'all make these, this is what I want y'all to do. These things are delicious with just the cream in the middle. I donate two of them, y'all. This is something that I just really enjoy. They taste a little bit like your Italian cream horn. Cut you up a couple of strawberries slices to put in the middle, or I was thinking some little mini chocolate chips would be good. So if y'all try this, do that. I don't have any strawberries and I don't have any little mini chocolate chips, or I would do that. Put your little sprinkling of powdered sugar on top. And you got your little cute little bunnies. Now, kids, this would be really good for the kids or grandkids to do. They would absolutely love to do this. And I'm going to do it for the kids at our get-together. That's for sure. So I wanted to show y'all. That's what they look like. And there's nothing any better than homemade whipped cream. So you don't even have to do the bunnies. Use your cookie cutter and just make them round or egg shape, something like that. But you can see that filling in there. And that puff pastry is just as soft and fluffy. Delicious. What a cute idea. The recipes and links to all my other recipes that you might like will be down below the video. Y'all like us and subscribe. We'll see y'all in a couple days. Bye-bye, everybody.